are watching Tacos Live with Jay and Jeff. Boys, how are we doing?
We're killing it.
Sorry.
We are awesome, Brandon. Thank you. And we have lovely guests today too.
So damn hot here, Brandon, in the desert that I'm just parched. I have to keep the pipes, you know. Whew, sorry about that. It was a tough start. I'm fired up. Can you tell?
I love it, man.
Yeah.
I love it.
No? Okay. Guess not.
Not at all.
Oh well. Jeff's here. We've got amazing
Hey,
guests. Brandon, what are we supposed to do? You're the guide. You tell us. We're the kids in the room. You're the adult.
Absolutely no. So, oh no, not at all. That's far from that. So
Really?
if you guys do have any questions for these guys, there is messages and comments over on the side there. So make sure that you put those in there. We do have some amazing guests. Jay or Jeff, do you want to introduce them real quick?
There you go.
Sure. Thank you. So first of all, we have Molly Neises. Molly is my what would we say? How would we put that? We're both in the kitchen co-chefs. I don't know. I can't get it right. Molly is an amazing person. First of all, you need to know that. She is also a chef at Promo Kitchen. She's also a rocker, which we love. She's also a huge Brewers fan, which we love. And then she has a friend who happens to work at Maple Ridge Farms. I'm not sure how this all works out, but Krista Polka, really? Krista with a P? Come on, you could have put Polka in there. I see that. I see what you did. Krista and Molly are both from Maple Ridge Farms, as you probably already figured out. So we're fired up to have them here today, Brandon, and it's going to be an awesome show.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that introduction. You guys, I think we've got something that we need to do for Instagram. So how about tacos up? Tacos up.
Guess what I brought with me today, Brandon?
Yes.
We wanted to make sure we had like sustainable tacos. So
sustainable tacos.
Molly or Krista, what do you have there? Oh my goodness, look at Krista.
We had to make sure our tacos had mustaches. So
I love it. When I first saw Molly, I caught Molly with her little mustache taco guy, and it was hilarious. So
I'm like, you're not supposed to see that. That's for next week.
I know. Sorry.
But
I love it. I love it. It made my day, and it still makes my day. So you guys are awesome. Thanks for thanks for spicing it up today. You know, you got to keep it spicy. So
there it is. And make sure that when you're watching this live content, you are spicing it up as well with your comments and your questions over on the side. I am going to drop off now, and I'm going to be coming back near the end so we can grab a bite of those. Well, actually, I guess only Jeff is going to be grabbing a bite.
I'm the only real taco today.
Yep.
We will get to those questions too. But hang out here and watch some epic branding with Tacos Live, Jay and Jeff. We'll see you guys in a minute.
Thank you, Brandon. Thank you so much. Again, welcome, Krista. Welcome, Molly. You guys are the rock stars of the show. We have no idea what we're doing, as is evidenced by all of the previous shows, but we do have a couple of bullet points, talking points, slides if you want. And I just want to make sure that everybody recognizes that this is the Tacos Live show on Promo Corner, of course. And sometimes you can catch us on free promo tips, but the point is we're having fun and we're trying to catch people in the act of awesome marketing, epic branding, magical stuff, right? Not just like weak sauce, fire, hot sauce. And so today we're lucky because both Molly and Krista are bringing the hot sauce. And so Jeff, what do you think, man? Are you fired up too?
Well, I'm so glad, Jay, you gave me a chance to speak, because that was a very eloquent introduction. You know what I love about our taco show? not just that I'm the only one that gets to eat a taco today, but we're really sharing really epic marketing and branding that distributors can use. I mean, this is not BS. I mean, we have a great time, but in this marketplace, it's going to be the suppliers who can work with distributors to provide the tools and the products to really make an impact. And so we've been very blessed to have amazing suppliers and distributors on our show. And today is no exception with Molly and Krista and the cool stuff that Maple Ridge does. Most of you are familiar, I would assume many in our audience of 12, unless maybe Jay, your mom,
I think
might be up to 13.
Yeah,
she might be tuning in, but you're familiar with Maple Ridge. But let's hear what's new and fresh and tasty from our guests.
Yes,
that was a pretty professional segment for me, I thought.
Jeff, I mean, it's polished up. I mean,
man, I'm on today. Whoa, okay.
You are.
Let's go.
He's jacked up, getting his Wheaties and his tacos on. Well, we don't want to do all the talking. We've got a special guest. Krista's here. Molly's here. So I'm going to flash a few screens. I want to make sure that you get credit for credit is due. America's most delicious business gifts. I love that little tagline. And I know you both are out there on the farm or the ridge or somewhere in Wisconsin. Is that right? Am I wrong in saying that?
No, we are. We're in the dead center of the state. And, you know, we've been around for 40 plus years.
Wow.
Like 120 years combined experience on our sales team. So we're really fortunate to have a really good team behind us to back up that tagline. So it makes it easy to deliver.
It is cool. And I love that my version and what Krista has in the backdrop says trusted food gift. So whether it's the most delicious or the most trusted, I think it's both. What do you say, Krista?
Oh, I totally agree. Totally agree. Both, best of both worlds.
Love it. Love it. Now, we couldn't pull out any polka music from Spotify, but for those of us we were this close, I just got to tell you, and that's another joke for another day. But so let's keep clicking through. I got some other goodies to share, some other treats here on Taco Tuesday / Treat Tuesday. Hashtag food gifts are apparently a big deal. We are seeing the explosion, and I think it's because of the feelings that it evokes. Maybe you guys could speak to that a little bit, but the idea that this is more than a branded merchandise. This is more than a cool hat or an epic t-shirt that says stay curious. Shout out to Promo Kitchen. These are things to be enjoyed with others. These are things that create kind of a nostalgic feeling, a warm and comfy feeling, that vibe and that love that you have with dear friends and family. And so when I started thinking about this in prep, I was like, okay, this is what I want to share. These things are on fire. You guys are doing wonderful work. I've seen it firsthand. Thank you for all the things you sent me. You do not have to keep sending me that amazing coffee cake that I inhaled in like 5 minutes. Did I eat the whole thing?
Sending it to me though.
Yeah, I was going to say, send the next one to Jeff because I ate the whole thing in like 20 minutes, which is not healthy. I got to tell you, but it's that good. It's that good.
It is that good. I will say having the quality in our line that we have makes it super easy for us to help our distributors sell it because there's never been any doubt as to the quality behind the Maple Ridge name. So I'm very proud to be a part of that experience in general.
Yeah.
But yeah, food gifts are an experience. They're the only promo product out there that's going to hit all 5 senses. It's the only time you're going to be able to hit all 5.
Wow, I always forget that, Molly. I'm glad you brought that up. So, Jeff, I'm going to put Jeff on the test. Maybe Jeff could name all 5, and then
No, wait. I was just going to ask you. Okay,
no.
What are the 5?
Taste, Jeff. What's next? Come on, smell. Okay, sight, vision. We can see it.
Yes.
We can feel it, touch it, right? Hold it. It's tangible. And what's the 5th one, Molly, Krista?
I forgot which ones we hit. Taste, touch, sight, smell.
And? Oh,
what happens? I'm not caffeinated.
It's live. That's the problem with a live show.
Right?
Is it's like, well, we got 4 out of 5. That's like a B+, right?
Right. There's 5 senses.
So
okay,
we'll
Krista,
say Maple Ridge.
Now
Farm.
I'm very curious what the 5th one is.
Well, someone watching, maybe my mom will type in.
Put in the show in the notes. What are the 5 senses of food gifts? Our audience could help.
And we
help.
whoever gets number 5, we'll send them something fun.
Ooh,
there you go. Look,
that.
it's a contest.
Way to go, Molly. See, we did that.
Give us number
something
5
fun,
because I feel
something
really.
tasty.
That was the plan all along, guys. Don't think
That's
this thing's going off the rails.
Yeah, you
my
thought we were
Monday
joking
morning,
with
so-
you. And I was really, we're just rolling along. So,
Right.
okay, just to be clear, somebody's going to put in the 5 senses, and the first one that does that gets
Yep.
something
Well,
cool.
Well, Brandon, send me that info, and we'll definitely do that because this is my Monday. I had yesterday off. I'm not
Okay.
caffeinated enough yet.
Come on,
I'm
Molly.
still
Come
working
on.
on catching up.
That's okay. I
Well,
know
I have
what it
some
is.
coffee here.
I know what it is, but I'm not going to share it because I want someone, and it can't be my mom. I want someone else who's watching to share that. Okay. So the cool thing is I always lurk around people's Instagram feeds and their social media. What you guys are putting out lately is really, really good. So shout out to your marketing team. The lifestyle shots, the photography's epic. All of it's coming together. I can see all of the details and the fun. Don't forget the fun. And I think, Molly, that's something that you've taught me from Maple Ridge Farms is that you guys like to deliver, but you like to deliver the fun. It's an experience. And so maybe you could speak to that, either of you. Krista, feel free to jump in. Molly, jump in. Tell us how we create that immersive experience.
And I did warn Krista before we started. I'm like, you're gonna have to jump in because I talk a lot. And Jay knows this too.
Yeah,
I tend
Krista,
to
just
get going.
boom, get that elbow in there. And
Right. It is though. I have so much fun watching not just our marketing team, but the members of our team in general, like seeing their social and seeing we're a bunch of foodies. There is no way around it. We are a bunch of foodies.
Foodie. I love it.
And we use the hashtag food gift love all the time because, even outside of our own line, you'll see members of our team posting pictures of food on, Insta and stuff like that. It's crazy. Or somebody discovers something new when they're out shopping and they bring it in for everybody in the floor just to taste, even if it's not one of our products, because we all love that experience in general.
Yeah, that's
so
cool. I love the fact that you guys are going to that level. Let's share it, right? That's the feeling
Right.
that you have. Krista, talk to us about the experience. How can we help distributors create that vibe, create that energy, and give that food gift love away?
Yeah, so I guess to really touching on, we are the make it happen team. So even if you think, something is way out of the ballpark, bring it to us and see what we say. Most times we're not going to turn it down. And a lot of times, distributors will say, oh my gosh, you can do that. And we're like, heck yeah, let's create the experience. And two, so you really touched on, enjoying the food gift with your loved ones. The last year and a half has been tough for everybody. But the markets too have shifted a little bit, and we're seeing, the work from home gifts are still really hot right now. So they're really still wanting to touch base with their team members that are working from home. And then we're seeing the return to work gifts starting to really sneak in too. So saying, hey, we missed you. And food really creates that, togetherness feeling too.
Totally agree with that. Jeff, you're still awake, right?
I am, and I was just going to comment that the food gifts work well in a work at home kit or a work at work kit, because food gifts work all the time.
Food's good for any time.
Profound, wasn't that?
That was profound, dude.
Damn, I'm good.
I like thinking of it like this, not to interrupt Jay, but like if you go back through your just general memories, like with your family and everything else, like your biggest events, whether it be holidays, graduations, things like that, there's always food associated with all those events.
True.
So why not?
So picture you're having a family gathering, and it's like people just come over and there's like no food. It's like that does not fly.
Right.
It's a bad event. We need our food.
Yes.
We need Maple Ridge food. We need good food.
I can remember, speaking of that, Molly, I remember because Jeff's wearing the shirt, SKUCon 2020. And I know, or I'm pretty sure that Maple Ridge Farms was one of those great sponsors.
Oh, yeah.
And we were there and we were at that event and everyone was freaking out about those little, I don't know if they were truffles or what they were. Maybe you remember, but I saw people like have one and then they're like, you could just see them light up like, oh, damn, these are good. And they'd have another one and then they'd take 4 or 5 and put them in their bag. I was like, that is it.
I've watched that at SKUCon and it's.
Did I just call
you saw me? You saw me do that.
Busted. We've been really lucky to partner with Mark and Catherine since the original SKUCon and all the way through. We always love to be able to partner with that, and we are again for 2022. What year we're in next year?
2022. That's right.
So we always love doing it, and I love sitting back because not only do we usually have the little swag that we love to be able to share, but we do. Mark and Catherine both are big fans as well. So we have a lot of our chocolates out and they usually have their favorites that they like to hint. This is what, we kind of want to see this. And I'll see the tables where we have stuff out, ready to share. And the boxes are behind there to like refresh and refill the displays. And all of a sudden you see people just like, yep, whole box. Like, I can't blame them. So when it's that good,
because
I sit back and it's just,
well, it's the beginning of the expo, so you got to have some to take for the road.
Right?
Oh, that's why.
A little bit of sugar to keep you going.
Leaves you wanting more.
Yes, it does leave you wanting more. Well said, Krista. I agree. Well, okay, so let's keep clicking through here. We've got more epic stuff to share. Fabulous marketing. Seriously, again, I just want to give you guys some credit where credit is due. I love the way you're talking about keeping the tips in mind and helping distributors to think through the entire process, to think about their customers and what their needs are and how to make them look like the hero at their event or in their show. So showcase those products, whether they're out in the wild or at a virtual event or whether they're at home. Treat Tuesday works on all of that. Create those immersive experiences, bring the food gift love again, and step by step. I love what Krista said. Call us. We'll figure it out. We're the what did you say? Make it happen team. That's a
Make it happen team. Yep.
that is brilliant. That is so good. I mean, and I believe that. I believe that you guys could make it happen. I've seen so many great stories of that. Maybe we'll get into one, or maybe we won't. Okay, this was pretty obvious because it's boom on the homepage of your webpage. It's like the first thing you see. So you see these gourmet gifts. I guess you guys are more than just the sweet treats. You're going down into these cheeses and other, savory and salty and yummy stuff. You talk about virtual meetings, you talk about the experience. We kind of hit on the experiences, but maybe you could help us. What should we know about this? What should we know about the gourmet side and the cheese?
I'd say first off that it's been the cheese and sausage gifts have always been in our top sellers. They always have been. We're a Wisconsin company. We have great award-winning Wisconsin cheeses. But take a look at where social media has been over the last 18 months. Ready, Jeff? I'm going to say it. Charcuterie. It's everywhere.
Okay, let's give Jeff one more shot. Jeff, go for it. Ready?
Okay.
Go.
You gave me a little hint. Charcuterie.
Yep.
Ooh,
That's going to have a little hint. Okay, cool.
I saw a shirt the other day, and I actually ordered it in just a random outside of the industry I know, gasp, shirt. But it says charcuterie because grown-up Lunchables does not sound as cool. And I'm like, that just summed it up. Let's look at it. We take something from our childhood, cheese and crackers and, sausage, and now we're going to put it at this huge adult level. You can't look anywhere, magazines, social, TV, without seeing these beautiful charcuterie spreads. And it's more than just, the image. It's something delicious that everybody can gather around and really, again, experience.
Can I ask you, maybe Krista, you could speak to this. If you would help me out, because there was a time when you guys had a contest and you sent me some cool goodies of a charcuterie and we were supposed to assemble it and take a photo of it. Mine was horrible. I suck at it. You know what? So here's my tip. Maybe you could have instructions for how to display and how to organize that. I don't know, Krista, go for it or not, but.
Well, so I'm no expert. I just started about 2 years ago when I started working with Maple Ridge, because I always called it a meat and cheese board. But now it's
sounds right to me.
Board.
That's about what we would call it. That's cool.
That's easy to pronounce.
Yeah.
Right.
Whenever I say charcuterie, people look at me and they're like, "Oh, what?" And I'm like, "It's just fancy for meat and cheese board." But so just touching on, the memory, the experience that a charcuterie board can create for you. For Easter, we had all my family over. There were dips and different like fruit trays and whatever. I made a big charcuterie platter. And it was like I had different fruits, different colors, green veggies. So that's a tip too, is just adding in different veggies and fruits to add color and dimension. But the charcuterie board was the first thing that was gone. Everything else was like hardly touched, and the charcuterie board was done in 2 seconds.
Oh no!
I mean, they're not eating the board; they're eating the stuff on the board. Like when we say the
Nice.
board was gone, taken, or all the stuff on the board.
They stole it. No, just all the food, all the good stuff, all the goods.
All those delicious savory treats.
Yep.
The combinations of the crackers and the cheese and the meats. I don't know if it's sausage or summer sausage. I never know. I just cut off a big hunk, put it on a cheese, make a little stack sandwich. Love it. I'm done.
Forgive me if I hit you up to just. I'll buy a charcuterie board for our advocates for the industry wind down to the weekend.
I think maybe
I gotta have that for that. And
maybe you've earned it. I think you've earned it in the proper pronunciation of a French fancy word for meat and cheese board. So
exactly.
That is so cool. Well, I love the display. I've shared a few before. The combination of having some chocolate in there doesn't hurt, I gotta say. And if we need more info besides your amazing website, what would you tell us? Like, can you customize these? Like,
for sure,
you have this many of one thing and this many of another thing, or how do you guys decide that? Or are they already determined?
We have a lot of preset gifts that have really popular, often requested combinations. We have a lot that are just cheese and sausage. We have some where we bring in chocolates and nuts because that's a really popular combo to add. We have some even larger that have pretzels and mustards, and we got some really great new ones coming this season as well that are going to have even more like dip mixes and different spreads. because like I said, they've been so popular that we're just expanding that line
And
even
why am
more.
I suddenly really hungry every time we talk to you guys? It's not cool. But
So
This is not going to cut it right now. I mean,
I will
it's
give
not
you
just
guys
the
this
tacos,
tip.
beginning of the
it's
show
not-
and I got a bite of the taco, not going to cut it.
A long-standing tip that I heard my first year here over 12, 13 years ago now was for our distributors when they're going to set up meetings with their, customers is if you're going to talk food, set it up either right before lunch or right before the end of the day, because that's when the recipients are going to really start getting hungry and they're going to
Great
be more
tip.
receptive.
Great tip.
That, and if you're going in to show other stuff, if you're going in to show hardline or, books or towels or whatever else,
Mhm.
throw a box of nuts or chocolates on the table. And you'll be surprised how many times
Yeah.
they come back and are like, where did you get that? Oh, guess what? We can get that for you.
Yeah, smart. Smart.
And,
So,
and
yeah.
that speaks, by the way, to the quality of what the product is. And I'm not joking. I will be serious here. When you're going to put out a Maple Ridge nut, any of the products, I mean, the quality of the nut, it's not like, here's our Planters peanuts, I mean, it's not going to cut it.
Right.
What you're talking about is you put out something that's a little bit higher end, like a Maple Ridge product. That's where the win is.
Yeah, chocolate covered. Anything chocolate covered, right?
Oh, chocolate covered anything. Yeah, right.
All right,
Says the man in 108 degrees right now.
Well, it's true. It's only going to be about 116. It's cooling off. But you know what? We earned it while you guys were shoveling your snow and de-icing your windshields and
Right.
like the Michelin people. What was I wearing? Shorts and flip-flops. So there.
Right.
Bah. Okay, Jeff, let's get back to the show.
Oh, yeah.
Because, this thing will go off the rails if we're not careful.
Yep.
It already has a bit.
On a more serious note, I could not help but be touched when I saw this on your website, because I was realizing that this is going to make an impact in your local area. And it's something that all of the distributors that are partnering with Maple Ridge Farms, they have the opportunity to participate in this because you've decided, you and your team, to take 15% of the profits of certain orders, certain gifts, not everything in the line, but you can talk to Krista and Molly and they'll walk you through which ones, but that you're donating 15% of the profits from those orders back to Habitat for Humanity in your local area. It's such a cool move. It's not, and I know you're doing this not for the fanfare, not for the spotlight, not to say, oh, we've got to give back too. A lot of people are rushing into that space. You guys have always done it. I remember like 3 years ago when I saw something that you had on your Instagram feed where you had some sort of a backpack snack kit for kids. You were stuffing backpacks with snacks and sending them to schools. I was like so touched by that. So I know this is part of your culture. Maybe you could tell us a little bit more. Let's start with Krista, because Molly, So Krista, what does this mean to you and your team?
Yeah. So we're huge on, giving back in the community outreach. So, among, the veterans, we donate to veterans organizations, homeless shelters. There's thousands of pounds of food that's donated every year to homeless shelters.
That's awesome.
So just, and I think it was last year, there was over 700 hours outside of, company time that, our team went and volunteered for any sort of community outreach, give back program. So, we're definitely huge on give back community outreach. Yeah.
So cool. Wow. Who would have known, Jeff? See, I would have never known that. I mean, I don't know how many folks there are, 300. I have no idea how many elves there are, magical elves in the Maple Ridge farm. Do you call them farmers or ridgers, by the way?
Ridgers, usually.
Usually Ridgers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Magical elves? No?
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
They
I
deliver.
think there's 25 of us
Okay.
full time.
Wow. And then you're probably seasonal, so you peak with extra help.
Yep.
Yeah.
Over 200 in the third and fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So we go from about 20 to 25 to over
10 times,
200.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Lots of elves running around.
Lots of elves running around. I love that. And so the fact that you are, as a team, dedicating outside hours to service, I mean, it speaks to your heart. It speaks to your culture. It speaks to the family nature of culture that you've built, that everyone there, I don't know if it was Tom from the top down or the rest of the executive team, just making the decision. It's a big deal today. And I'm so glad that you're not shying away from it, but I'm also glad that it's always been a part of your culture. It's not just like, oh, we better do something quick. Let's give to the homeless. Yeah. We could do that. Right?
Yeah, I have to give a shout out to Roger Burnett and Social Good Promotions, because like you said, this is our culture. This is something we've always done between Habitat, United Way, the veterans things, the food shelters, everything. And we never really spoke to it very much because we didn't feel like we were doing it because we wanted a pat on the back. We just did it because this is what our company loves. And a lot of that volunteer time that Krista was talking about gets to happen on company hours as well. And, you know, that's part of our initiatives in-house.
It's powerful.
But Roger said, why aren't you talking about it? I'm like, well, we don't do it for that. Like, we do it because we do it. He's like, my customers want to know that you're doing it.
Ding, 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 ding.
So
yes. Shout out to Raja, the man, the myth, the legend. He
yes,
is
Mr. Promo and Promo Cares, the whole Promo Cares movement. You know, and I think it's a kind of a fine line to walk, like you're talking, Molly. You know, you don't want to be rah, we're doing all this good stuff, you know, to build yourself up. But at the same time, I think it's helpful for people to know the companies that are doing good stuff. And I think we find as we're moving forward these days is our buyers, distributors, buyers, I'm still a distributor as well, do care about who you're doing business with, you know, the sourcing of the product, the safety of the product, the quality of the product, all those things start to matter. And so when you have that built in your DNA as part of your brand story, it just, you know, makes the distributor very comfortable selling your product. And in your case, to be honest, I mean, Maple Ridge has already earned the position as really, truly the leading, you know, a leader. I mean, there are other great people that are doing things with food, but Maple Ridge, it's not a hard sell.
Well, and I think even beyond the give back stuff, you know, we've really tried to focus on our commitment to the environment and our sustainability efforts. You know, we kind of look at it as design, reduce, reuse, recycle, and sustain. Like, you know, only about 3% of our gifts, any of our gifts, would ever end up in a landfill to begin with, because we use very recyclable products.
Yeah, great point, Mom. I'm so glad you brought that up. I wouldn't have even thought of that.
We do about 75,000 less catalogs than we did years ago, and this year we're aiming for about 20,000 less than what we did last year, because we're seeing the move to digital. But we still have a pretty good core of our distributors who still want that physical catalog, but we're taking it back. It may be less pages so that we're using less. And we recycle in-house here over 50 tons of paper and corrugated cardboard a year.
Wow.
So that's
huge.
You know, that's huge. We use, you know, sustainable bamboo in our cutting boards. We have our wooden crates, our Rainforest Alliance certified. A lot of our chocolate comes with sustainable cocos. So, you know, we make a big effort to make sure that the product we put out is not only delicious and the highest quality we can, but that we're respecting our environment and our responsibilities as a, you know, producer, to really make sure that we're handling things correctly for sustainability.
I'm thrilled that I would have never known those things. So again, the benefit of this show, one, to showcase what Maple Ridge Farms is doing from kind of a top down big picture, but also to get a little bit more granular and talk about those things. I would have never known that about, you know, cocoa needing some sustainability, or the amount of recycling that you do, and how that impacts your business. And to Jeff's point, a lot more distributors and buyers specifically care about that. They need to know that. So where would they go, Krista, to learn more about that?
Yeah, so you can either look at mapleridge.com, or, like we've said the whole time, to reach out to Molly or I or anybody else at Maple Ridge, and we're happy to help with any questions.
So, and then do you have like you have like a sheet of something that you would be able to help them understand those key talking points of the sustainability?
We do. Yep. We have flyers on the back end. Then I believe we might have, I don't know if it's on the website anymore, but sustainability flyers that we can send out too, with bullet points and talking points and all that helpful information.
Well, I know you could be helpful on the phone. It's just sometimes people like to have that info. And speaking of that, we've got to wrap things up here in just a minute. I loved this photo, not just because it's Jody, our friend, but because the three words, not three words, but the three quick sentences: the surprise, the anticipation, and the joy. And that's the thing I think we forget about when we're talking about food gifts, when we're talking about that. Those feelings are so important, and we need to emphasize that. So whatever it is, it doesn't matter to me what's inside that box. What matters is that we're reconnecting. And, you know, it used to be, I'm going to say something that might be It might be a big deal, Jeff. I don't know. Maybe you might want to get ready to write this down, but I've been thinking about this for a few days. I know. I've been thinking about this for a few days. We used to say that marketing, the game of marketing, and you could read Seth Godin's book, Purple Cow, and this was his big point in his book, but we would say it and repeat it and say it, that marketing was about, capturing the attention, getting the attention. It was about, we got to get their attention, right? And of course we still do. But I think we've shifted. This last 18 months has taught us something new, that marketing is about keeping the connection. It's no longer interrupting and trying to just grab people's attention. It's not enough anymore. We need to keep their attention. We need to keep the connection. And so that's my parting gift. Not a food gift, but it's some wisdom that I think does apply no matter what. And of course it would apply with the Maple Ridge Farms team. So ladies, before we get pulled off, or Jeff, if you have anything to say, now is the time to say it. What should we know before Mr. Big Stuff comes in and turns?
We're gonna get the hook any moment here, I would think, but then he'll come back. We might have a winner. We'll see who.
Ooh, yeah, good point.
Yeah, true.
Krista, any final words from you? Let's start with you.
Yeah, this was so much fun, and thank you for having us. Like I said, reach out to us with any questions, and don't forget too, we are offering free drop ships and free greeting cards on orders for items over $15 through July 2nd. So that one's coming to an end soon. So make sure you take advantage of that one.
Ooh, special offer. That's called a call to action in the biz, Jeff. I don't know if you know that. But
I got one more too, because we just sneaked it out today.
Oh, tell us more.
Just
Something
today, we are doing free kitting on gifts 25 and over. You send us up to 3 distributor sourced items, and we'll kit them for free with Maple Ridge goods through the end of July. So we all know kitting, hot. Our team's been doing it for over 30 years. Kitting is nothing new to us at all. Our team's got it down. So if you have a great project like that, reach out and we'll definitely work with you and get everything all sorted out for you.
That's a big deal. I remember that from our last talk with the folks at Maple Ridge. I don't know if it was Jamie and Tracy maybe, but I remember them talking about kitting is not new to us. And It sounds like you guys have all of those logistics. Like you have the team ready. You've done this before. You're well versed in all of the ins and outs and what's possible. And you don't lose touch of the creativity. So very cool, Molly. I'm so glad you brought that up.
There he is.
And here he is.
Right.
I was just going to share a very profound thought, but we got the hook, and that's
and you know how Mr. Spicy gets. He likes to bring it in and just be like, boom.
No, we still have plenty of time, Jeff. I want to hear drop some of that.
Drop that wisdom.
All right. No, it was just one thing I wanted to add to the stuff you do that is really important, because I've used it. Is that we can send you an Excel spreadsheet and you can drop ship the gifts very easily. And the other thing is trust it'll get done right. Because you could go, oh my God, this thing could be a disaster, but you've done this for so long, you just have it down. So
our team is so great with that. They're so great with, taking 400 addresses, if that's what the case is, and seeing where they're all going to go and where they may sit, if they're going to sit someplace warm, like how, making sure all the logistics are handled up front. Our team's got
I got
so
something
much
once
knowledge
from Maple Ridge, and it was like packed in this. It was like, man, it was like an igloo they shipped to me. You thinking through all those logistics, that's critical.
You send ice cream to Jay right now in the summer?
We could. Our ice cream program, the way we have it set.
I'm not as hot as him, but oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, move on.
No problems. Yep.
She didn't even back down from that. Just like, yeah, of course, duh.
I just keep schmoozing for food, It's like, hey, look, I'll do a test. You send me ice cream, and I'm in Southern California. It's been 100 degrees here. It's like I can do a little thing. It's like, look, it made it.
Surprise.
Well, one of the easiest things to say, and one of the things that I love, I was a part, and I was fortunate enough to be a part of the whole charcuterie deal too, and it was right around Valentine's Day. So this was actually my offering to that whole social media thing that
very
nice.
Mr. Fancy Pants.
Fantastic stuff from Maple Ridge. I'm telling you, that's where it's at. But so I just wanted to throw that up there because I was super proud of what I had put together.
I would be. That's
you
beautiful.
Did that?
That was
awesome. That was something you actually did, Brandon.
Yeah, that's like I built that and then shot that with my camera, and a little bit of photoshopping to make it look a lot better than it did, but that looked fantastic.
That was a nice
pro level.
I
Yep.
would say, yeah, that was epic move. That was some,
Okay, I'm going to invite you to wind down, and I want to see some of the stuff. We do those now, so yeah, lovely, Brandon.
That is awesome.
Impressive.
So,
Impressive.
and a little humor tip. So a buddy of mine is actually lactose intolerant, so he calls it a chartreuse board. So there's just a little bit if you want to help yourself enunciate that correctly. But we had a bunch of amazing comments going on here, a bunch of people chiming in. Thank you so much for watching. So Ellie and Alan were talking about the coconut pralines, which, by the way, those are
So
fantastic.
My favorite.
So those are amazing. And then the only person to answer what the 5 senses were was Mr. Walter Kurt. Let me see if I can slide back up to his comment here.
Walter, good job.
Where
For
is
sure.
it? Let's see. Man, it's way up here. We had a lot going on today. That was great. So he put in smell, sound, touch, taste, and sight. I think
We forgot
sound was the
that.
one we missed.
Winner.
I pointed to him, but nobody picked up on it. So I was like, okay, we'll leave that out.
Brandon, you got to get these people Walter's address, and
Absolutely. So I did tag Molly in it, but I will also send over the information and we will go from there. But
For
Winner,
sure.
winner.
you guys have been amazing. This has been a really fun Tacos Live because it is with an amazing food supplier, which you guys do such a
Foodies.
great job. So
You know, it kind of goes hand in
yeah,
hand.
oh yeah.
Talking
Hey,
about tacos.
foodies. I'm the only one that has real food.
Okay, Jeff.
So,
okay,
like,
you
I
got
mean, there's a lot of
credit.
food behind you, but when it comes to tacos,
You got the
I needed a
credit.
lasting memento of this occasion, though.
That's right,
See?
Jeff.
Yeah.
See?
I saw the
See?
mustache and I couldn't pass it up.
Where did you see that mustache? That was pretty cool.
I don't know.
Yeah, there you go, Molly. Put it right there. Let's get that.
Yeah,
as
right.
a-
hey,
oh, there it is. That's the
Oh.
screenshot.
Oh, so
Awesome, you
much
guys.
fun.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. This is Tacos Live, and like Jay said, we do air this on Promo Corner on the 2nd and 4th Tuesdays of the months, and on those opposite Tuesdays, they are over at freepromotips.com, and they also post these live episodes up there too when I can send Jeff the correct size video, which we will make sure that we continue to do
look
so.
forward to getting that. Yeah.
But you guys, that is going to do it today for Tacos Live, and we will see you next time. Tacos up, everybody. Woo! Woo!
Tacos up.